On Tuesday morning, November 5, 2024, the polling booths for the United States presidential election officially opened around 6 a.m. The day, like any other, was draped in the ordinary, yet will be remembered in future history books as the moment the music of democracy stumbled, its harmony shattered, its melody lost. They came, casting ballots with hands that once held the weight of their forefathers' dreams. Yet many did not know that the choice before them had long been made by the oligarchs, billionaires, and media moguls, who pulled the strings from gilded towers. You see, in a democratic nation, governmental power should remain tethered to the people's will. But unknown to most of the voting public, unseen hands had been maneuvering since the failed insurrection attempt on January 6, 2021. The votes were counted, but the prophetic voices of caution were ignored by 50% of the voting public. And as such, through that voter ignorance, the halls of power, once adorned with echoes of impassioned debate, became tombs for the republic's soul. And still, those foolish and easily manipulated people cheered, not all, but enough to give the illusion that the majority had spoken. The truth was that they had been won over by the lies of a narcissistic would-be dictator, selectively chosen to implement a radical governance agenda called Project 2025, an agenda constructed by the Heritage Foundation's think tank. You see, that think tank had been patiently waiting many years for the most psychologically malleable monocrat to emerge on the political scene, who would, without conscience, implement their radical agenda. But still, those ignorant of truth cheered, raising their glasses in a rousing celebration of self-praise, not realizing that in their blind acceptance of the lies of a candidate without question, they had become complicit in the demise of their own democracy. And as such, in January 2025, the constitutional republic began gasping its last breath, exiting the hallowed halls of democracy, not with thunder, but with a quiet, insidious transition. You see, the constitutional republic had not been overthrown with violence. Rather, it had been bought, sold, and repurposed to serve the few, not the many. And those oligarchs, billionaires, and corporate entities who had orchestrated its demise stood victorious, not with swords held high, but with their personal pockets and corporate coffers filled with more gold. God, Gold, and Governance, the new Triad of Power in the United States, a new book by author Michael R. Mundy, available on Amazon, late June, early July 2025, publisher Dependent.